My biggest lesson came actually from I remember I was on a flight from London back home, and I read Open Heavens by Pastor Adeboye, and that day I was catching up on my daily reading, and he was talking about marriage. You know, and when I went through all of that, I used to shy away from everything that had to do with that, because you just feel like they're knocking your head and talking to you. You know, and then reading that, he said something like, if you fail in marriage, you fail that life. It was a hard pill to swallow. So I decided to have an honest conversation with myself, and I learned all of this, that, you know, I've learned the true virtue called patience. You know, I've learned that I'm not Superwoman. I've learned that, you know, perfection is an illusion. You just know your strength and your weakness, and celebrate your strengths and try and work on your weaknesses. And I've learned the biggest lesson for me was my relationship with God as well. So I've learned that with God all things are possible. I've learned that there's absolutely nothing that you cannot get through. It's a lie. Your emotions are the biggest fraud. 419. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're in that situation, you think I can get over this. And in 6 months, you don't even remember how you felt. Sometimes you're forcing yourself to still remember the way you felt, but it's gone, you know? So with everything, life is in stages and phases, and if we just appreciate everywhere we are, we'll be alright. You know, so I wanted to sort of let people not only see that Toke they thought was strong, but read the book and understand that she wasn't always strong. And I still have my days, you know. So Oprah says forgiveness is letting go of the hope that the past will be getting different. And once I discovered that quote, it sunk so deep, and I realized that forgiveness means letting go of the fact that, you know, your dad wasn't there. So what if he wasn't there? Letting go of the fact that your parents got separated at an early age. So what if they did? You're still here. So I have no regrets, because I feel like it's so exhausting, and I've let go of all the hope that things would have been done differently. This is what it is. This is my new normal. This is life. It's not perfect. You know, I never thought that I would be 31 and going through a divorce. So for me, I have no regrets. I'm thankful. The fear of being broke. That fear is real. Let's just speak on that for a second. It is very real. I'm not even going to lie. The fear of not having enough is enough to get me to stop complaining, put my back into it, and just do it. I launched my book on the 27th. The next day, it leaked online. The next day. These people didn't even give me 1 week to bask in the fact that I launched the book. The next day, it was hard. I woke up crying that morning. I thought, this is hard work. But the biggest blessing, what they thought was going to sink my ship, was actually what blessed me the most. I wouldn't say I'm a perfectionist, because I feel like, as I said, I learned that perfection is an illusion. But I would say that I have a drive, and that comes from discipline. And I owe it to my parents, God rest their soul. I grew up in a home where my parents were hardworking. But nothing was handed to me. Watching them die so early, even before they became, and watching all their dreams and their hopes and aspirations die with them, is left a hunger in me that I never want to see that happen to me. The fear of failure is good. It keeps you from making stupid decisions. The fear of failure makes you apply yourself even more. As I said, if you ordinarily spend 5 hours doing something, because you know that there's a community of people, either from your village or your second friends, that are waiting for you to fail, you will apply yourself for 8 hours. And for me, in my life, I had that fear of failure as well. I felt I wasn't good enough. I felt like, you sit on some certain dreams because you just think it's too big. And me from Idore in those states, and there's no father that has a big name that supports me, or no chairman, or who is my father, and I want to do certain things. So I've been there, and everyone in here has probably experienced that. But it's high time we begin to embrace that fear, because that fear is doing you more good than overconfidence can do. And I've learned so much from failure than I've learned from success. What if you fail? What if you fly? Do you know what I mean? I remember my early days when doors were shut in my face. I would go for auditions, stand under the sun. They won't even tell anyone, they don't even give me the job sometimes. They just say, sometimes, it would discourage you, because you feel as if this craft I'm trying to work at it, why is this thing not working for me? But what I decided to do was, with every audition, I decided to focus on the fact that I was getting better. So the fear of the camera stopped. The fear of jittery nerves stopped. And even when I didn't get the job, it was pushing me closer to that 1 year that I needed. So sometimes, the dream is not ready for you yet, because if you experience it now, you're not mature enough to handle it. And failure will teach you humility. The kind of humility that you can only learn from failing.
What else? Your body will kill me.
I've come to learn that we are all preachers, and our lives are sermons, and it's up to us to decide what the sermon has to say.
Girl, I wanna take it personal. Fight for your mother like a wrestler. Stay for your body like a painkiller.
Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you so much. This is Friday night. As I said, you guys can absolutely be anywhere, but you choose to spend it with me, and I do appreciate it. And I hope that we become, and when you think that you become that which you're working on, just remember that there's room to become even some more. Okay, so go this evening working on your goals, thinking about your plan, and the aim is to become, to let your light so shine in this world. If it's blinding them, let them wear glasses. If it's not, let them move away. And you have to shine, So thank you so much. I love you all.
Girl, I wanna take it personal. Fight for your mother like a wrestler. Stay for your body like a painkiller. Baby, your body not
Fresh out from offertojams.com.
Although you move by my antenna. Stay for your body like a painkiller. Oh, sweet your body not
Yeah. See my baby make her realize. Say the groupies and the side chicks so them be lies. They wear bikini intentionally to show ties. Nobody compared to my baby cause they be low price. They get anybody in a boy see be friendly tundra. Now the go swim kemuda and memo daddy lumba. Yes. Made the mesamba cano crack Jimmy Gunsa. Carpenter to me fear cause I do be a me boompa. Yeah. Boys see me so pontin and me swimming jam a whole shape to say uniform. Say the private coach she be just a backpack cause niggas in meaning until I me